Today is Monday, February 3rd, and I'm just wondering about the stunning trade that sent Luka Doncic away from Dallas.
And now, a word from our title sponsor.
Eyeing retirement? Let us show you how to turn your nest egg into a paycheck with half the amount you've been led to believe. Fluent Financial combines in-house portfolio design and risk management with income-generating investments designed to accelerate your financial independence. Let us develop an effective portfolio strategy that works for you so you can retire sooner and have a better lifestyle. Fluent Financial can also implement a program that allows business owners to install a cash balance plan, which is designed to help drastically reduce income tax payments. You've worked hard to become successful. Let us develop an effective portfolio strategy that works for you. Learn more today about Fluent Financial. Retire sooner, better lifestyle. For more information or to schedule a meeting, visit fluentfinancial.com or call 972-852-4800.
Mavs fans were emotionally blindsided by the Saturday night trade that sent Luka Doncic to the Los Angeles Lakers. So blindsided that some showed up at the AAC to protest on Sunday, and others just buried the Mavericks in negative comments, buried everybody in negative comments. I got loads of people saying, "What's going on here?" The league was stunned. The Mavs fans, unbelievably blindsided by the deal. And the players for each team involved and everybody else around the league, they just couldn't believe it. So why? Why trade Luka right now? Well, I wanted to do a really deep dive into this deal. Here's what I found. Let's go to Luka himself. Puts up spectacular numbers. Some nights he takes your breath away and you just don't get it back till the game's over. But defensively, let's be honest here. He's terrible. And the Mavericks had to try to cover for his defense so often over the last several years. Next, injuries. He's only played 22 games this year and remains out as we speak. His 70 games last year, that's 12 short of the maximum of 82. His 70 games played last year was the most he's played in an NBA season in the last 6 years, and is topped only by 72 in his rookie season. His conditioning. The Mavericks have been waiting and waiting and waiting and waiting for Luka Doncic to take this seriously. They're still waiting. Well, actually, no. Somebody else has got to be waiting now. And Tim McMahon, the writer for The Athletic, who may be about as plugged into basketball in the Dallas area, also mentioned Luka's lifestyle. No, none of that sordid stuff. I think he's referring to the fact that Luka just loved beers and burgers. And that's not the best thing for an NBA body as it gets older. And then there's his contract. Luka's contract runs through next year. He has a player option for the year after. But trust me, he was never going to pick up that option. At that point, the Mavericks would have had to have offered him a 5 years, $345 million supermax contract. That's right. 60, I can figure this out here, $69 million a year. Yikes. But that, by the way, is now the Lakers' problem. And Luka got gored by this deal. Because he was traded, the Lakers cannot offer that supermax contract. The most they can offer to keep Luka is 5 years and $229 million. Luka got gored to the tune of $116 million on his next 5-year deal. And by the way, that Laker max of 5 years for $229, there'll be a lot of teams in the league who think they'll be bellying up to the bar and can offer almost that much, including, by the way, Miami. Watch that one. There's some disagreement on whether or not Luka wanted to re-sign or didn't want to re-sign here. The fact of the matter is, he's gone now. Whatever that feeling was, that feeling now transfers with Luka to the Lakers. And he leaves this gigantic hole in the roster. But you know what else is gone? The Mavericks no longer lead the league in bitching and moaning because Luka was the number one B&M guy into this league. And for years, the Mavericks have been asking him to tone it down. But there are very few signs that he's going to tone it down. Even now that Luka's got his girlfriend and a child. He's also, in this his 7th year in the league, a below-average free throw shooter for the position he plays, and a less-than-average three-point shooter, despite the fact that he takes a pretty fair amount of those. Now, let's go looking at the Mavericks with Luka gone. By the way, I don't want to leave Luka without telling you this. He is a spectacular basketball player. There isn't any question about that. He puts up outrageous numbers. Now, let's go to the trade. Number one, without him, and with Anthony Davis and Max Christie here, the Mavericks are way better defensively. I can't tell you how much better this team is defensively. With Davis at power forward, next to the Mavericks' two-headed center of Derek Lively and Daniel Gafford, this team has serious rim protection. And Christie, we'll get to him later, but Christie's a long-armed, very young, solid defender. Next, this offense, this team, is better balanced at the other end of the floor. When everybody was healthy on the Mavericks had two superstar guards in Luka and Kyrie Irving. And they had different offenses in them. Luka would bring the ball down and pound the ball and pound the ball and pound the ball and often wind up shooting it himself. Kyrie gets it into front court and the ball starts moving. Now, I prefer the ball movement offense, but Luka had perfected what he did here. And the offense was good here under Luka. It will be good with Kyrie running the show because this now is Kyrie's team. And the Maverick team with Kyrie and with Luka was enormously dependent on tons of points from those two guards. Now, the Mavericks have added a power forward in Anthony Davis, averaging 26 points per game, 12 rebounds a game, and 2 blocks a game.
What do you want from your favorite restaurant? Fantastic personal service, a cheery, welcoming, spotless atmosphere, and great food. The primest of beef, wagyu and lamb, incredibly fresh seafood, lobster, salmon, shrimp, Hall of Fame food from a Hall of Fame restaurant. 2 locations of Bob's Steak and Chop House, the original Bob's on Lemon Avenue, and the gorgeous new Bob's at Craig Ranch, McKinney.
You must see the 2025 Infiniti QX80. It redefines luxury with cutting-edge technology and unparalleled convenience. From the dual 14.3-inch infotainment screens with Google built in to the advanced driver assist systems, every detail is designed to enhance your driving experience. The 2025 Infiniti models come with 3 years of Infiniti Premium Care maintenance included. Crest Infiniti also gives top dollars for trades. Just bring it in and see what you can get. Experience ultimate luxury in the 2025 QX80. There's good, there's better, and then there's Crest off Highway 121 on the tollway in Frisco. Next. With Irving, I think everybody else will get involved. As we said, Irving is much more about ball movement than Luka ever adjusted to. Next, in Anthony Davis, yes, Anthony Davis also has problems getting dinged like Luka. But Anthony Davis is a solid veteran player. And he's only about to turn 32. And he has 2 more years after this on his contract. So, honestly, if Luka were to have left after 1 year, which I still have some doubts that he would have left, but the Mavericks get 2 years of Davis before he has a player option, which he will turn down and go into free agency after the 27 season. Next, do not sleep on Max Christie. Max Christie played 1 year of ball at Michigan State for superb coach Tom Izzo. He then jumped into the draft and was a very, very early second-round pick by the Lakers. Hey, don't diss early second-round picks. Do you remember Jalen Brunson? He was an early second-round pick. Christie has grown up with the Lakers, and this year has emerged to a player playing 25 minutes a game, scoring 8.5 points a game, almost 3 rebounds, and an assist and a half a game, and that excellent defense. And he is already a better three-point shooter than Luka and a much better free throw shooter than Luka. He's young, and he's tough. And did I say he defends? Next, they got the Lakers number 1 and 29. The Mavericks, because of trades over the years, did not have a number 1 draft choice from the 27 draft through the 30 draft. Now they do. So the Mavericks will have a pick this year, next year, and then that pick again in 29. And I know you may not be happy thinking, oh, it's the Lakers picking 29 and they'll have Luka. What if they don't have LeBron? Don't you think that maybe by then LeBron will be 44, 45 and sitting courtside and cheering for Bronny? Just a thought about what the Lakers might be in 2029. And finally, as part of the deal, the Mavericks, to make the salaries work, the Mavericks sent away Maxi Kleber. Poor Maxi has had a lot of injuries. He was injured again this year. When he came back from the injury, he played so poorly. And Maxi Kleber is guaranteed $11 million next year also on the 3-year deal he signed last year. Here's what I believe the Mavericks decided. This team was not going to win the championship this year. They simply had decided it wasn't. It wouldn't have enough time together to gel to be the kind of serious contender they were last season when they shocked people making it to the NBA Finals. They then said, what if they weren't that team next year? What if? And what if then Luka, for all we know what he'd be thinking, was making noise about leaving? What would the Mavericks be then? And what if Luka did leave? Well, honestly, forget that. I think the Mavericks would have offered the Supermax contract. If they did, I'm pretty certain Luka would have taken it. But then the Mavs would have had that question going forward. Would their team be a championship team? This is Irving's team now. He has proven to be an unbelievably reformed human being in the couple of years he's been here. He and Davis should have at least 3 to 4 good years left together. And remember, the Mavericks added the young Christie. They've got a deep team now, and they got number 1 draft choices coming the next 2 years. Finally, I had a question about something. What's Mark Cuban thinking? What's he thinking about this trade? I think Luka Doncic's number 1 fan in Dallas was Mark Cuban. But Mark Cuban's not the majority owner anymore. He's a minority owner, and he doesn't get a say in things like this. And I don't believe Mark was consulted at all before this deal was done. Would Luka have left if Mark Cuban were still the owner? No. I believe Luka would have spent his entire career here. Now, as he moved forward, would the concerns about his conditioning have increased? Would his injuries have increased? We don't know that. We don't know the future. But lots of Maverick fans are simply panicking over this move. But after I looked at everything involved in this deal, I am not one of them.
Today's episode brought to you by Fluent Financial. Retire sooner, better lifestyle. And by Crest Cars. There's good, there's better, and then there's Crest. And by Bob's Steak and Chop House.
Thanks for listening to today's episode of Just Wondering with Norm Hitzges. If you enjoyed what you heard, please hit follow, and a fresh new episode will be delivered to you every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. And if you know someone who might enjoy our work, please share it with them. I'm Norm Hitzges, and I'm always just wondering about something.
And I'm Mary Hitchkus, and I'm just wondering too.